Miss Mack left off on page 192, where they were about to talk about when they're about to go into the competition the day before, right? Like that time right before the competition, not maybe the
The
day.
chapter before, he's right, yeah, the chapter before she found out she made the team, that's where we left off. Now they're jumping ahead a little bit to the day before the competition. So it's time hopping a little bit. Okay.
So, the next 2 weeks pass in a whirlwind. In spite of my little display of weirdness that Tuesday in class, I showed up at practice on Wednesday afternoon as if nothing had happened. Maybe nothing had. I was just being me. I'm not sure what the others thought. They said nothing about it. So, like all the other team members, alternates and regulars alike, I stayed every day after school to practice, from 3:30 to almost 6 o'clock. I still couldn't get over the fact that I was a part of the team. Okay, true. There was the team, and then there was me. And we were in the same room. But we weren't quite a team. They appreciated the fact that I usually got the answers right, but... Okay. When Mr. Deming gave us multiple choice questions to answer, I had to think for only a moment. Then, it hit the correct letter on the machine. But lots of preparation involved, fast and furious, back and forth discussions, and I had trouble adding anything to what was being said most of the time. Okay, I want to pause and go back for a second. One thing that was said, she says there was the team, and then there was me. I'm not sure about you, but I know something doesn't seem well in that sense. It seems like she feels like she's excluded. Does anyone else feel that way? Because I want to get more text evidence, but what I'm seeing now is that when she says, so what I'm thinking from that is that she feels excluded because she feels that there's the team and then there's her. So I'm going to come back to that when I get more evidence. So back to where we were. One of the longest one-syllable words in the English language is screeched, Connor announced one afternoon as he chomped on a raspberry Twizzler. That's a good word for melody, Claire said as she snatched his candy and took a bite. I couldn't respond, and nobody else bothered to. What do you call that dot that goes over the letter I? Elena asked the group. I knew the answer, but it took me too long to spell out the word. It's called a tittle, Amanda answered quickly, like the brain of a fifth grader. Oh, snap, said Rodney. I had planned to type snap when she said that too, but I was too slow. The group had already zoomed on to another question. Gee, they talk fast. Who was the first child born in the American colonies? Rose asked, reading from a huge stack of 3x5 cards in her hand. Did I?
I was going to say, someone probably knows.
Virginia Dare, Elena answered. Okay, my turn. She flipped through her own cards, color-coded. Who was the first Miss America? That's dumb, Connor said. They're not going to ask stupid girl stuff like that. You don't know the answer? Claire asked him. Of course I know, Connor replied with a snort. Margaret Gorman in 1921. She was 16 and probably looked better than you.
Yeah, that's right. What?
He and Ronnie were the only ones to laugh. Ronnie jumped in then. I've got a nasty question. What is pediculosis? You got me? Without missing a beat, Rose answered, when you've got a Scout full of headlights. Ew. Do you know that from personal experience? Of course not. I was just looking for a hard word, Ronnie told her. He and Connor didn't laugh that time. You want a hard word? I've got one, Amanda told the group. What is hexaditicism? That seemed to stump all of them for a minute, so I had time to tap on the number 6, followed by the word fingers, then I pushed play so they could hear my answer. Good job, Melody, Elena said. How does she know all this stuff? Claire whispered to Rose. She's smart, Rose said, flipping through more cards. But she'll look odd on TV, don't you think? Claire continued as if I couldn't hear her. I was ready for her. I had typed a couple of things the night before, so all I had to do was push a button. TV makes lots of people look funny, I had the machine say. Maybe even you, Claire. Oh, look who's got snaps now, Connor hooted. Good one, Melody. If I could have danced, I would have. But as quickly as that moment happened, it disappeared. The team zipped on a rocket-paced speed, feeding off one another's knowledge and skill. At a rate they were going, there was no way I could jump in quick enough. I listened, however, and remembered it all. What's the only rock that floats? Pumice. How many chromosomes does a human have? 46. What was the first state to allow humans to vote? Wyoming. What's Mr. Dimming's first name? Wallace. Seems like you guys know a lot of this too.
They're pretty smart.
Of course. We all cracked up with that. At the end of every prep session, Mr. Dimmings gave us another official quiz from National Headquarters. Since those are always consisted of multiple choice questions, I always did well, but I wanted to be like the rest of them as we studied. One Thursday in the middle of the practice session, Rose's mom ordered pizza for everyone and had it delivered to school. Your mom rocks, Connor said. You're easy, please, Connor, Rose replied with a laugh. Everybody rushed to get the hot, spicy smelling slices from the box. I was starving like the rest of them, but I just sat there. Don't you want some pizza? Elena asked. I'll go get a slice for you. She never said much during the practices, but she took lots of notes and she usually scored pretty high on her practice quizzes. Not hungry. How could I explain to her that without Catherine or my mom or Mrs. V, I wasn't able to eat? I had to be fed like a baby. And I made a mess even then.